Hey guys, it's Jasmine, your brow expert. I want to thank you for allowing me to be your brow expert. There's so many of you guys that are new on my page. My page is just simply all about brow shapes and how to best shape your brows, right? Because as simple as it is, like you would think, well, it's not simple. Brows, I say simple because it's just a small part of the face, right? I mean, we're always on beauty channels to learn how to do the eyeliner or how to best fill in the lips or just color in general, right? But brows is a small little area of the face, but I think most of you guys would agree it is the most important part. It's the frame of your face. So if you have the brows in the shape that's best suited for your facial shape, then it just pulls everything all together, don't you think? At least I do. I've been in this business for over 25 years, shaping eyebrows at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Salon. So if you're ever in Beverly Hills, LA, please come by and say hello and definitely get your brows done. You'll learn how to get the best brows for your facial shape and some tips from yours truly. That is what this channel is all about. It's really about bringing out the best brow for your facial shape. It's sometimes about trends, but I try not to make it like a fad. Trends are good and fun because it's makeup, so you can always take it off. But the shape is the most important thing because, you know, I mean, whether you've over tweezed, which we all have, I'm in my 50s, so if you guys are a product of those over tweezed 80s eyebrow, maybe in the 90s as well, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that have learned and listened to your mother in not tweezing your eyebrows, then you are in a much better spot. But again, I'm here to just help you guys in the best shape possible. And this is all about people with flatter eyelids like myself. It's ideal. This shape is ideal for anyone that's Asian. This model that I'm going to show you guys is a little mature, and she doesn't have as much hair, right? As we age, we lose hair. Maybe one of the videos I'll talk about more of why that happens. I'm not a doctor, of course, but I've been around long enough around brow hair to pick up a couple of, you know, I think ideas and why certain things happen the way they do. But anyway, so this brow is there. You can see her eyebrows, but it's real fine. And it's obviously sparse because, again, as we age, it gets sparse. And my brows are tattooed, right? Because you guys know that by now. So, and they have been touched up. I first got them tattooed way over, gosh, like about 15 years ago, I think. So, but I'm a brow expert. Brows are my thing. So I kind of knew how I wanted it and how little I want. And it's been touched over time. So, and again, I've said this before, I will go into another video about tattoo, the world of tattoo, and give you some recommendations on that and what to look out for. The shape of the brow that I'm going to create is a bit more straight, and you'll see why straighter is better. For facial shapes like myself and a flatter eyelid, I will use myself, show you guys how I'm holding the pencil. I'm going to show you guys some waxing as well. First, I'm going to fill in her eyebrows, and then I'm going to wax her eyebrows. So it's kind of cool to watch. So without further ado, let's take a look at her. Okay, so I'm going to use the tinted brow gel, coloring her eyebrows before I shape her eyebrows. I'm using a dip brow gel, actually. There isn't any clear gel in there, so it's not going to hold the hair in place, but it's certainly going to color the brows perfectly. Okay, so for her, I think I'm using the ebony, and I have the ebony dip brow gel with me. So what I'm going to do is kind of just lightly comb over the little hair I do have. I actually have less hair than this lady. She has a lot more hair than I do, but it's really sparse. This is another good tip if you guys can, if you guys want to tweeze some hairs that are real, that's way out of the brow line. You may want to fill in the eyebrows or put a brow gel just to see where the main eyebrows are, and the hairs that are really far out, you could probably tweeze that. Okay, so I'm filling in our eyebrows with just the dip brow. I want you to take a close look at how I'm applying the dip brow gel. This goes with any tinted brow gel, any kind of gel, or with the spoolie brush with color. Notice how I'm going back and forth. Now, when you're going the opposite direction, you're allowing the color to go inside the root, not just coating the tip of the hair. You want to go all the way inside the hair, almost where it's obviously going on the skin. It's going on the skin, but don't worry. well, I'll show you how to clean that up in a minute. So now it's fully covered. And again, I just barely touched her skin. I don't know if you noticed it, but you notice that her skin didn't move so hard because when you're applying this product, you're not wanting to press the skin that hard. You just want to get it enough there. You are touching your skin, but not too heavy. You're just lightly coating so that the hair, you notice how much her hair came alive, right? So this is how also I am able to wax her eyebrows. You guys that are estheticians that are doing this is a good tip. Color the eyebrows, especially with the dip brow gel, really helps out in showing where to wax and tweeze. This is just going to allow me to get a nice clean wax. And look at that. It already looks a little thicker, right? There's actually hair on that strip along with the color, of course. Now it's a little bit more straighter. The reason why you want the brows to be straighter when you have a flatter eyelid is our forehead and out here comes out a little bit more square. And so it looks funny if you have this kind of high contoured eyebrow and this kind of flat look. It's all about proportioning and balancing with your face. So that's why, and you'll see how that comes together. Now she actually has quite a bit of hair down here. Not a lot, and they're not really thick, but there's a lot of strays. When I wax that off, when you get it professionally waxed off right down here, like I'm showing you right now, it allows the brows, see, it gives it more of a defined, thicker look. And you never want too much hair down here, especially when you don't have that much hair up in the front and towards the middle to the eyebrow, middle to the end. Here, I'm also like drawing the wax as if I'm drawing her brows in with the pencil. And I'm making sure I don't take too much. Now that middle area right here is very important. You never want to open that up, and because that's not where your arch is, right? Your arches are up here, not down there. So you want to be careful you never open that part up. Okay, so there you go. It's ready to go, meaning I finished waxing and just do a little tweeze. And I definitely do trim the eyebrows, but she doesn't need a lot of that in with her. So I'm going to go ahead and take off her eyebrows, meaning I don't want to take off the whole eyebrow. I'm going to take off the color, that is. But just so you know, she could actually wear this. Like, she could just go after I just did all that and not worry about going back and reapplying. Like, honestly, if you did that and just kind of, not self-wax, but if you tweezed a little bit and cleaned it up around the tinted brow gel, you got a really good look already, especially if you want it a little darker. Now, I went darker for her because you always want to consider the hair, the head of hair. You want to go to the root part of your hair. You don't want to color your eyebrows like the lightest part of your hair. To me, it doesn't look very natural. So now I'm using the ash brown and brow definer. I'm actually going to use the granite. But notice how I'm holding it upside down because she's laying down when I'm shaping her eyebrows. But if you're doing your eyebrows, you want to hold it up here because the brow definer is wide, right? It's got that wide and it's sharp towards the end. So if you hold it this way or lay it over here, if you do this though, it's kind of hard, right? Because you can't see what you're doing. If you hold it up, notice how you're just gliding it on. It's so much easier to coat the hair much quicker, but also you're keeping the pencil nice and sharp. If I went like this, it flattens that tip and you don't get that sharp end that it's meant to have, right? So, and always look at the pressure, meaning look at her skin. It's not moving that hard because the harder your pressure, the darker it gets too. So I just want to coat her hair with the pencil. I don't need a lot. And see, so I'm holding the definer over my eyebrows just like so, making sure that it's going straight. See, it's going straight. And up here, you can hold it down here if you have to lay it down. See, I'm laying the pencil down, or I can just do this and laying it down. But the pencil's always laying down, not like this way, okay? So I'm going here, and this is the most important area right here, as I am showing on her eyebrow. And if it goes on dark, you guys, don't worry about it. That's what the spoolie brush is for. You just comb it over and it stays on. It gets lighter, and that's all you need. You don't need to, that's why you don't need to press too hard either, because you don't want to hurt the hair. And you could always build and add more on there. But if it ends up getting too dark, then you could always, use a spoolie brush. Here, after I've applied that pencil, I'm reapplying the dip brow gel, but this time I'm not pressing that hard. I'm actually just barely going over the hair, but I want the ends to be coated. Now, if you guys have tried this already or use this product, you know how messy it can get, right? Look at that brush. It's one of my favorite brushes. I think you guys already know by now that I don't do anything without that brush. Now, you can use either a highlighter or a pencil. If you go around the eyebrows, like I'm going to go around. Now, look at that before and after. Big difference, right? And the important thing I want you to see on this photograph is that you can actually see her hair. It's not about, oh, let me just get a bunch of color on there and you can't see the hair. I don't want it so solid where that's all you see is pencil. I want you to be able to see the shape and the hair, right? So by applying something like this, like a highlighter, and my favorite brush, you have to do is just go around it and correct any mess. Because trust me, like I said, there will be some mess going around here and there with the dip brow gel. Now, once you've done that, the important thing, well, you may not see it as much on me, but you can certainly see it on her, right? The hair. And so that's what I want you guys to go take away with this, is that it's a straighter brow look, and it's straight because it's straight down here, and it's straight up here, but not straight down the front. There is a slight curve. You don't want like this kind of square look, but it's square down here, and it's straight meaning, and it's straight up here. That's what I want you to make sure you take away. You notice that it's obviously much darker now than this side here on me, so you could see the difference in the fullness, and this kind of, it's a straight angle. And the ends, you guys, is much shorter. You don't want to drag it too far down. But it works. Like, look at her eyebrow underneath. It works because it's a little short, but there still is an end there. Trust me, if you saw her full face, it balances with the rest of her face. Like you can see right now with me, the cheekbones, my jawline's a little strong because I'm Korean. And my forehead right here is a little bit wider. So by having the ends come out this way a little bit, but there still is an end here. I call it an end. It's not a tail. But I guess it doesn't really matter, right? But you guys can see now that there's a balance to the face. So I hope this helps you guys. Please let me know if it does. Definitely subscribe and like. Thank you. Give me a comment. Let me know that you're learning. And thank you. I will see you guys right back here.